You're listening to Stellar Success, Leveling Up for Medical Pros with Dr. Tudor Francu. Join us as we explore how medical professionals can achieve stellar success in all areas of life. It's time to level up.
Stellar Success Podcast, back at you. Dr. Jacky Fils, how are you?
I'm doing good, Tudor. How's it going?
Very good. Thanks for coming over. We've known each other for a while, in and out in different events and different, social environments. And I think your story is a great story to be told. Can you give us a little perspective and kind of background? Where did you start? What was your journey? Where are you now?
Tudor, first and foremost, thank you for allowing me to speak to your audience. This is a great honor. I am originally from Haiti, and I've, like everybody else, you grind, and you never take no for an answer, and you keep pushing, and eventually, I made it to this great country, United States of America. And from a younger age, it was always medicine. I mean, when you come from these underdeveloped countries, I mean, there are literally very little that you want to do. Your parents always want you to do medicine or engineering or things like that. But in my case, it was not my parents. It was just me, because I just feel like this was a way out, and I could study. I have good grades. So I was literally just drawn into medicine. I liked it. And even when I get here, it wasn't like back home. Back home, you just go into medicine for 7, 8 years and you're done. Here, you have to do college. And then after that, you have to go to med school. But that didn't deter me, because I was focused.
Very nice. So you finished medicine, and what happened next?
I finished medicine, and I come here. I first place that I did my residency. I started my residency in Massachusetts, in Worcester, UMass. But it was brilliant, because my focus was for me to become a cardiothoracic surgeon. That's what I wanted to do. And nobody could tell me otherwise. And then after that, I go to Howard University in Washington, D.C., where I was literally under the wing of a cardiothoracic surgeon, literally the only one cardiothoracic surgeon we had in the hospital. And I didn't like that lifestyle. I didn't like it. So that was my first true encounter, seeing that, you can be that person. And then after that, I came back to Massachusetts again, and that's where I've been for the past almost 20 years now. It's been a while. So that's where I established myself, and that's where I've been, and continue to progress. But all of us, we've encountered this problem in the medical field, whereas you go from making something that you can live on as a resident, and then boom, you become an attending. You start getting paid, and all of a sudden, I see that 50% of my money was being taken away from me without even me seeing it. and that was a problem. That was a problem. And I didn't even know what to do. So therefore, the person who was doing my tax at the time just tell me, like, Jacky, you just have to talk to your peers and ask them what they do. And that's when I start asking questions. Even then, it was very difficult for me to find something that aligned with what I wanted to accomplish, until someone pointed me towards real estate. They were saying, I went to do my tax. They're like, you do not have anything. You just don't have anything. You don't have any real estate. You don't. And I asked the question, so if I had real estate, would it be different? They said, well, yeah. And that's it. That's when they just lit up that light in my head, and we start going.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story, Jacky, and I want to give the audience a little bit of a context. I remember when we first met, we met at a real estate conference, and was basically a group of people that came there, high net worth individuals that were looking for the same thing you were looking for, right? A way to save on taxes. And I think the main reason for people like us in medical profession is, how do we save on taxes? It's the biggest expense we have. It's the biggest, I would say, taken away from us that we have.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter how much more you make per salary. If you pay that amount in taxes, that much is not really worth working anymore.
Well, it's just sometimes I think we are so focused when we are medical professional. We are so focused into our patient. We are so focused into the things that we need to do. Sometimes we even forget about ourselves because I've talked so many times because I have my audience and I talk to them every Sunday. I do my morning coffee with Dr. Fils, where I explain to them what's going on into the real estate world and how is that going to impact them. And sometimes we don't even pay attention to the little thief that they call inflation that's taking money away from us. We just focus on, okay, I'm just going to negotiate that salary and they're gonna give me that salary and my family is gonna be okay. But every single one of us, we can relate to that. The amount of groceries, the amount of stuff that you were able to buy for $100 a year ago, it's about $150 now. And that's a problem. So when you just stay into my salary, so how much is that salary going to maintain you? How long is it going to get you when you get, I don't know, 5 years down the line, 30 years down the line? So you actually have to stop and start thinking. And to me, real estate have given me that open door, if you will, to try to make my money work for me.
Yeah, so it's a good subject to ask about. Like, can you what how can you start? How did you start in real estate? What was the first steps you did?
So in everything is about education. So a good friend of mine just gifted me two books. The first one was Rich Dad Poor Dad. The second one was the Four Quadrant, something like that.
Yeah, so they're
And
they're the first two books of Robert Kiyosaki.
yes, I was gifted these two books, and literally in about a couple of days, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like I just read it. It was fascinating. I
Yeah.
wanted to learn more.
It's
Then
a
I
very
wanted to.
disruptive book.
Yes,
It's a
yes,
very disruptive book,
yes.
especially at that time, like 20 something years ago when it came out.
Yes. So I am reading the second book and I'm like, and now I'm learning about the four quadrant. And I'm like, boy. And out throughout these two books, he keeps talking about OPM, other people's money. I'm like, what is OPM? Can anybody give me that definition? I go online, I keep looking, I could not find anything. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I do not know whether you believe in it or not. Sometimes Google or your computer or your devices, they listen to you because I've talked about real estate so much. All of a sudden, out of the blue, I receive an email on my inbox that there were a Rich Dad Poor Dad company that was giving education, a weekend of education. I'm like, who knew? And that's it. That's where it started. And you know how this goes. You go the first weekend and they invite you for a second weekend, maybe 2 weeks away, because they're trying to sell you something. And I end up buying from them uh, a package for $43,000. And until this day, this is the best money I have spent in my life, even including my education. Don't get me wrong. I love being a physician and I would be a physician again if I have to. But this money that I spend opened my eyes into everything, life, if you want to call it this way. Because from that money that I spent, I learned that, oh, you can recoup that money if you have a company. I'm like, really? I create a company, then I create LLC. So literally, you just learn how the this country works, and you get into the thick of it. But I will always mention education is important. Education is important. Once you start educating yourself, then every door can be open just like that.
Yeah, that's so true, Jackie. I think you made a great point by investing first and do whatever you can to educate yourself. You have to realize, and everybody needs to realize, that you don't know what you don't know.
You
And you
don't.
can only find that out by educating, talking to people, get some mentorship, reading books, go to conferences, try new things. And like you said, you bought that package and, all of a sudden you found out whatever you didn't know up until then.
Yes, yes. And from that time on, they hooked me up with a company that does my tax until these days. They are located in Nevada, in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been working with them. And for the past 2 years, I would say 2, 3 years, I've received from the IRS more than 50% of the income of the tax that I've paid to them.
Yeah, just
I haven't
because,
gotten to that point where I do not pay taxes because I don't think I am not that big yet. But this is the plan, and the
yeah,
plan is to get so much multifamily, so many doors that they can talk for me.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I need to stress this out for the audience that this is not a scheme. This is not something that we're trying to embezzle someone. And especially we're not playing games with IRS, right? It's all a legal code that's written down by law, by the IRS, that provides people like us, high net worth individuals with big investments in real estate, to take a lot of advantages on our tax returns from having these assets that depreciate with time. They also appreciate with time,
Yes.
and they might give you some cash flow along the way too. And I think more people should know about the actual legal avenues that the IRS code permits for people to take advantage of those. Because I don't know, I love how Tom Woolwright, he's a CPA that wrote a couple of books, says, if you want to change your tax, you change your facts.
Change your facts. That is so true.
And that's what you did. You changed your
Yes,
facts.
yes. At the beginning, oh my God, I was listening to so many podcasts. Tom Wheelwright was one of them. The real estate guys. I was listening to so many people. I was reading. I was devour everything that has to do with real estate. I can say at a point, I would think that my friends, my family, they were like, okay, Jacky, I think we hear enough of that real estate stuff, because it was so fascinating for me. I was learning so much. My eyes was being open. And that's exactly what it is. Because if you listen, if you follow what the IRS tells you, or what the lawmakers, if you follow what they want you to do, then the tax code will just take you very far.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it is. You just follow what the tax code tell you to do. You do it, and you will get recompensated for that.
Yeah, exactly. So, Jacky, tell us, where are you now in terms of real estate acquiring facts?
So I don't think I am that big yet. So I mean, obviously, I am just a newbie. I would say that. So I started my real estate venture in 2018. So I acquired some multifamily, not big things. I get to 27 doors, but I didn't feel that this was where I wanted to be. But in 2020, you have to understand, when I take that class, they were mostly teaching me about single family and a little bit of multifamily, but mostly single family. But I know that this was not the path I wanted to take. And I wanted to make that switch and learn again. You actually have to learn, because they are two different approach. So I also start to learn exactly how do I get into multifamily. But the problem was COVID happened. When COVID happened, I told myself, I do not want to gamble with my money. And by that time, I had already known what is OPM. So I was not going to gamble with people's money. I was not going to gamble with my money. So I stay on the sideline. So the units that I had, I start investing in them, making them better, making them more efficient, so I can get more equity out of them, which is what I did. And by 2024, I've partnered with a couple of other people, being LP on a couple of deals. I would say right now, if I'm counting the deals that I have in terms of LP, I'm counting like 200 now, with the deal that we already closed, that we are going to put hands on in the next couple of weeks. Then that will be 300, 350 more or less. So we are going about it the right way. Small increment. Don't go fast. Make the deals when it makes sense. Don't get into all the hoopla that brokers are telling you, and don't buy a deal because of future, what the deal could represent in the future, in the present. No. Buy the deals in the present. We analyze a lot of deals. For us to find one that makes sense. And I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Jacky, with all the success, I'm sure you had some failures along the way, and setbacks, and things didn't work out. Give us an example.
Oh boy, do I have. If there's one thing that I can say to whoever is listening, the person that should be your best friend can be your worst enemy when it's come to real estate. It's the contractors. The contractors can make or break you, especially if you are new or if you don't know what you are doing. My first property, I end up holding that property, paying mortgage on it for about 2 years before I could finish the repair that I needed to do. and that repair take more money than I was quoted from the beginning. And that's something that you actually have to do your research. You actually have to do your due diligence. And this is the one thing that I would say: never, just because somebody give you a good price, don't think that this is the best price. No, you need to have 3, 4 people that's going to compete for the job that you are putting out there. And if there's one best thing that I can say to whomever is listening, is make sure that you do your due diligence, number one, and number two, don't take the quote off from one person. Multiple people have to give you something, and just because the one that's the cheapest, it's not usually the best. Just choose wisely.
Yeah. Being successful in whatever you do, right? Medical field, real estate, anything that you do, I think requires some kind of ethic, personal ethic, and some kind of, habits and routines that need to be implemented at the personal level to be successful. Do you have anything like this? Do you do anything daily that you think brought you to this level?
I would not say that I do anything different, but I have two things that I live my life by, and they were instilled in me by my father growing up. You have to work hard for whatever you want, whatever it is that you're going after. You have to work hard. And when I come to this country, I listen to successful people repeat it over and over and over. Don't let people tell you no. If you believe in it, if it's in your gut, just go after it. Sometimes some people would say that I'm cocky. Some people would say that I don't know, whatever it is that they say. I don't think I am at all. I just think that I believe in myself. And if I believe something to be true, until you can prove to me that I am wrong, it's going to be hard. So I believe in something, I'm going to go after it. That's number one. So I always try to follow my dream. Number two, I always tell the truth. I don't care how much you do not like it. I don't care how much it may rub you the wrong way. If it is the truth, I will always tell it to you. So this has proven to be a success for me with my patients, because I tend to say sometimes the things that are too difficult for other physicians to say. This build great rapport with my patients. And some of my patients, they think that I'm their primary care. Sometimes I have to remind them, no, I am not your primary care, because I do wound care. So I can talk to your primary care. I can send them email. I can explain certain things to them. I can give them a call, but I am not the primary care. So these two things, they are, I live my life by these two things: work hard and for the things that I believe in, and always tell the truth, no matter what the condition is.
Jacky, what do you think is going to happen with real estate? We're in a very, I would say, unknown territory right now. Things kind of fell apart for a while. Interest rates are going up. People trust, it's shaken. What's coming up?
Okay. I do not invest in real estate. Whenever I'm doing my investment in real estate, I look at multiple factors. And maybe people can say that I am biased, but when the facts are in front of you and you believe in the facts, you believe in the numbers are not going to lie to you. So we have a couple of things that we have to look into. So I think the short answer is, I think the future of real estate in the near future is very bright. In the next 5 years, it is very bright. Number one is we're going to have to face inflation. What does that mean? Inflation means that the value of the money that you have, you will need more of it to buy the same thing that you used to buy. So if that's the case, that means the tangible asset, the things that literally doesn't change with time or doesn't go down, their value have to go up nominally. That means the money that you pay for it, it will worth more. But guess what? That money at the bank doesn't change. So if I put leverage on a property today and I finance $2 million, that $2 million doesn't change just because inflation rise at 9%. No, that $2 million still remains the same. But my NOI, because I have the ability to increase the rent every 12 months, because that's the lease agreement, and price of things have increased, obviously you're going to have increase in expenses. So if I have the chance to increase my NOI because I'm increasing the rent, then eventually the property nominally is going to worth more, whereas the same money that I owes the bank is still there. So that will work into our advantage. That's number one. Number two, if we have to look at the world macro, if you will, our country is positioned itself where we're going to have to pay more for things. So I am saying that we have tariffs coming. We have other countries trying to retaliate at us. So the feds are going to get into a position where they do not have the choice but to decrease the interest rate. That doesn't mean just because they decrease their interest rate, automatically interest rate on real estate is on mortgages are going to go down. No, our interest rate is based on the treasury bill, the T-bill. So if they are decreasing the interest rate, the value of the T-bills have to go down. So therefore, they're gonna give us opportunity for us to have lower interest rate. So that's number two. Number three, price of things are increasing. So if I want to build 100 units today, how much is it going to cost me compared to how much can I acquire it right now? So you actually have to look at these things, the price to rebuild something or to replace something. So it works in your favor right now. So that's why I keep telling my audience, this is the right time for you to go crazy. I mean, don't take into what the brokers are telling you. Do your research, do your due diligence, but this is the right time to buy. And if I can put one more thing, you always have to buy for the cash flow. Your property have to cash flow. So if your property is cash flowing and you buy in the right condition, I am talking about you don't have bridge debt, you have a fixed debt for amount of time, you have time to withstand whatever other things are coming your way. This is the way that I see it. And besides, the economy may fall. People may not be able to buy a single family. They have to rent a little bit longer. So all these things are going to play towards real estate. I am talking about multifamily, of course, but that doesn't mean you cannot apply the same thing into single family. So I think the future of real estate is very bright, at least in the near future. And also, I should not have forget not to mention AI. AI is coming, but this is another conversation or a different question.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be the next big disruptor, like the internet was in year 2000. But that's an important point, Jacky, and I think people need to realize that real estate is it's more of a cash flowing business, but it's also a big hedge against inflation. Like you said, investing in an asset that keeps the value eventually gives you cash flow along the way. You can beat at least most of the part of inflation by doing that, rather than keep the money in the bank for, whatever CDs, money market accounts you have that the bank gives you, not even to cover inflation on that liquidity. Now, with everything that you've done so far and the wisdom that you have right now and the experience you got, if you would look back to yourself when you started this whole thing, what kind of advice would you give to yourself?
Well, I can say that I should have started earlier, but for you to start earlier, you would have had to know what it was, because you have to understand, as I've explained to you, my journey follows a path. The first thing that happened to me is just like, oh, boom, now I am getting paid. What do I do with all that money? Because now, too much, not only that I'm paying a lot of tax, but they are asking me to send more money, and I didn't want to do that. So then after that, I get into the real estate fever, if you say. So I get educated there. So I would say I should have started earlier, but for you to start earlier, you would have had to know exactly what to do. Because when you come from the background that I come from, you don't do things like that. Everything is done by the haves. You don't do things like that. You go to school, you study hard, and you eventually get a good job, which is what I did. But investing, knowing how to do these things, knowing how to invest, you don't get these things. So, but if I were to say something to myself, it would be start earlier.
I think that's essential for people to get this point, especially for younger physicians or younger medical healthcare professionals, right? The sooner you start these things, the better you're going to be at the end. And I think they have so many calculators right now. It's like, if you put $100 saved up or invested in at age 20 something, you're going to get this amount, 20 or 60 something. But you always have to realize that it's a compound effect. Whatever you're going to start doing, it's a compound effect. And the sooner you start, the bigger the ball is going to get.
Yes, definitely. And I think one of the person that I follow closely is every time I have to say this guy's name, it eludes me.
Hardy.
No, I'm talking about, but I'll come with the name later. So compounding should be the eighth wonder of the world. Compounding is such a wonders. You actually have to believe into that. You have to put away and you have to keep reinvesting. You have to keep reinvesting in yourself. And also one thing that is very important, you actually have to educate yourself in whatever it is that you're going to do. Don't just go to it blindly and let other people make the decision for you. Educate yourself, know exactly what you are getting yourself into.
Jacky, how can people reach out to you to know more and maybe get some advice?
Well, they can, we talked with him, Joel and I, we work together and we are trying to see if we can do some deals together. So we have, our website is masspropertypartners.com. People can go there. And if they go there, they can have a white paper to tell them the 7 benefit of investing into real estate. There, they can contact me and they can also see what we are doing. And we can also get them into our list of what we do, because every Sunday we just write something to explain to people what we see that's going on into the world of real estate. Also, they can contact me, jackyfils.com. That's where I publish every Sunday. I talk about my Sunday morning coffee with Dr. Fils, where I talk to people about what's going on into the world of real estate as well. We have plenty of things that are available for people to just participate and take a good look at.
That's awesome. I hope more people will reach out to you, Jacky, and I wish you plenty of success, and maybe we'll circle down again later on to see how you're doing. Thank you for coming.
I am pretty sure we'll meet each other again today. Thank you very much for inviting me. I was very happy to be a part of to talk to your audience.
Are you a busy medical professional striving to excel in life and work? Stellar Success Podcast brings you the habits and insights of top leaders in medicine and beyond. Discover strategies for balance, growth, and fulfillment in every episode. Follow us on Instagram at Stellar Success Podcast for daily inspiration. Start your journey to success today. Subscribe to the YouTube channel now.
That's a wrap on Stellar Success, Leveling Up for Medical Pros with Dr. Tudor Francu. Interested in joining us? Go to stellarsuccesspodcast.com/guest to apply. Stay stellar and level up.